Hey, welcome back to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. We're broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue Studios here in the Twin Cities. RealEstateChalkTalk.com is the website to go to. That's where you get all that great vendor contact information, help you fix up your home and get it ready for sale, or fix it up to stay. That's okay too. And the number to call, 612-627-8000. 612-627-8000. That's the number to call. That's the one that everybody loves. Okay, we got our special appearance today, special guest in the studio.
Big day.
The lovely
Yes,
and talented
plural.
Sheila Hittner, who makes a rare appearance to the program. And it's a continuing on of our series, first of all, of agents that are in our team, on the squad. And just to give you a little background information on them and let you get to know the agents on the team. So, Sheila Hittner.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So for those who have not heard you on the show, because you haven't been a regular attendee on the program for a couple of years now.
Has it been that long, really?
It has been a couple.
Really?
Seems like longer, but yeah, it's been a couple of years.
That's because while you guys are doing this, I'm out doing the real work.
You're out doing work.
Closings, walkthroughs, showing houses, etc.
Yoga.
Yoga.
All right, so give us a little background, first of all, before we get into talking about Brisket, the world-famous therapy dog. Give us a little background, if you will, just on how you came to be in the real estate business and what your focus is.
You know, it's a funny story because when you're in high school and you do those tests, you know, about what you should be good at,
Yeah.
and real estate was the top one.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprise.
And I thought, are you kidding me? Really? And so, you know, years later, I moved to the cities from North Dakota, and I get into the title business of all things. And started out as an abstract typist, 110 words a minute, you know, all day long. That's
Just
all I did,
cranking
just
it out,
cranking
though.
it out. And then just kind of moved up the ladder at the title company, you know, to the next recording department, to this department. And then got into the closing assistant part and thought, well, I can do the closings. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Did it for 10 years. And
Got to talk to people all day long.
sure, got to be in charge, the head of the
Perfect.
table. You know, and then the crazy thing, think about this. Back then I had a closing room. You know, it was a little bit bigger than this room, and everybody came to this room for the closing. Well, I got my cigarettes burning up in the back, you know, just behind me, and
Wow.
I mean, you're in an enclosed building, and we're all in there smoking in our. I mean, it's. You
Everyone
look back
was
at it,
smoking.
and
And
you're
there's
just
Yeah, the heaters.
shocked,
Yeah.
right?
And there's just a haze. Right
Oh,
at the
just a
top of the-
haze all day long. Yep. So, you know, did that for 10 years, and then met my honey, and 22 years later, here I am still selling.
Wow.
And I always look back at that. Remember that day in school where, God, they were right.
So did you learn, so tell me this, so I'm really pushing my boys to learn to type the right way.
Oh, yes.
They'll peck right.
Yes.
The most important class I took in high school was typing.
Typing. Okay, so in typing.
So where did you learn to do that? Because you started
Right,
really
so high
fast.
school was typing, right? And, you know, when you look down, teacher says, can't do that,
Yeah.
right? So our teacher took a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, taped it over the typewriter, so every time we looked down, we saw the white piece of paper.
Wait, typewriter? What is this?
Yes,
What
wait,
is it?
Remember,
wait,
remember when you had autocorrect? It was like the best thing ever.
Right,
You could hit it and it
right,
would just go
right,
back and,
right.
you know, it'd have a little white out.
Should I really date myself?
Yeah.
Secretarial shorthand at a bank that I worked at.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, you
So, so when you look down, you saw that white piece of paper, right? And you're like, ah. So it got you to not look down and obviously to focus and remember where all the keys are. And, you know, then in college, I mean, I went typing 1, typing 2. Took every typing class there was because I love typing.
Yeah,
I love that,
awesome.
and I loved accounting, you know, and so it's great because now, I mean, for all you young people that text and do all that, I need a
Keyboard.
keypad,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
because that's where I can get work done, right?
So here's where
Right.
it's like get with the times. They're gonna have classes on working on phones and see how fast you can thumb it out
Right. I'm sure, probably.
without looking.
You know, you get the carpal.
Without
that.
looking.
No.
The carpal tunnel, right? From
Yeah.
I wonder what this is going to be.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know if this is
Yeah.
going to equal carpal tunnel, you know, or what it's going to be, but
Yeah,
it's
just a different location.
yeah, it's going to be something. And
Alright,
so now
sorry,
it's great
gotcha.
because I can type and I got my numbers pad right here. So between accounting and the typing, I mean MLS numbers, I'm typing with this hand and I'm typing. Yeah, it's crazy. I love it.
What's your favorite part of the business?
Being with the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love to be in the car with people. Just
You
think of
sure
the
do.
opportunities that I get to talk.
Anytime someone can, and she meets
And
a lot of
listen.
new people, you
Yeah.
know. Senior just gets tired after a while, so
Right.
you gotta keep seeing new people.
Right. And I'll look at the same house, 10 times. It doesn't bother me. I love it. I love being in the car. I just sold a house in Orinoco. Now, there's a lot of people that probably don't know where
Orinoco?
Orinoco is, but
Where is Orinoco?
out by Rochester.
Okay.
Yep.
So covering
So-
a wide area of the
Definitely.
metro.
The only thing I don't have is my Wisconsin license, and I don't want it.
Yeah, because
Because
then you'll go.
Because then I'll go.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't want to do that. Right, I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you've been doing this for 25 years, a long time established,
Mhm.
and you we do a lot of volunteer work. Why don't you talk about that and talk a little bit about Brisket, the world famous therapy dog?
Well, 15 probably years ago when we got Steel, I wanted to do the therapy dog work. I don't even know where I ever got that notion. I think it was from a past client. And it just wasn't the right time. Life was too busy, we were too busy. And then I thought, okay, the next one we get, this is it, we're going to do this therapy gig. And gosh, she's 4. We've been doing it for 3 years. It's just the most amazing give back. And I told him we go to the hospital. Keith and I go to the hospital 3 times a month in Burnsville. And people say, my gosh, you're so busy. Like, how can you fit that in? And I tell them, if we can't take a lunch hour together 3 times a month, something's wrong with life. Right? So I look at that as that's our lunch hour. As we go and we visit with the people in the hospital and, they thank us, but I thank them.
Yeah, it's as rewarding for you.
Yeah.
It is. And to watch what she does to those people and how she makes them feel and how comfortable they feel and just to light up because they're in that hospital bed and they've been there for how many days and, especially the older ones, because they don't have a lot of people that come and visit them. And so that's kind of extra special.
So how did you train her
I
to be this? I mean, she's not just she's a nice dog, but how
Right.
did you train her to do that?
Well, when we were looking for a dog, the breeder had, 1,000 questions, right? So she would only sell us a female because we have 2 male Tibetan Spaniels. And we told her they always ask you your background, like how many kids, do you have a pool, what's your life like? And so we told her what we wanted to do, and she said, will you let me pick her out? And I said, well, sure. And people couldn't believe that we were flying to Texas to get this dog that somebody else picked out for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, are you kidding? There's 7 of them. I'm going to want them all. Like,
Right.
like, really? And I would have picked the wrong one because I thought there was one that was way cuter than her.
Really?
But,
It's not
yeah.
always about the looks, right?
Right, it isn't about the
So
look.
Clearly she picked
Clearly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So then I got her
That a
at
long time.
Right. Got her at 10 weeks, and we had puppy class, obedience 1, obedience 2. Those are the requirement before you can take the therapy class. So the therapy class is once a week for 9 weeks, and it's in a gymnasium, and you have crazy toys and food all over the floor, and they drop bedpans, and people in wheelchairs with hot dogs, and she has to be able to go through that course and not
Eat the hot
attack
dog or
attack the toy, eat the hot dog, take the hot dog out of, somebody's hand. And I
That'd be
thought,
so funny
that-
though if she did that.
I mean, I had a hard time concentrating. All these noises and these toys spinning, and it was so
Yeah.
loud. And I thought, after first class, I thought, we are never going to make this.
So dumb.
And they kicked out 2 the first day because the teachers knew that they weren't even ready, and they didn't have the proper obedience 1 and 2 before that. But, like when we're at the hospital or somewhere, she'll hear a noise, like, the beeper go off,
Yeah.
and she'll react, and
Yeah.
she'll look for it, but that's it. She doesn't bark, she doesn't attack, she doesn't do anything
Does
like
she
that.
bark at home? Does she?
She goes crazy at home with the
Okay.
squirrels and everything, but
All
with
right.
her work collar on, she will not bark.
We got 1 minute left
Okay.
of the segment here. Talk about Crescent Cove and talk about your
Crescent,
book.
I thought with the therapy work in Crescent Cove that is building the First Kids Hospice Home here. I thought the First Kids Hospice Home here is going to open in November, and Crescent Cove's behind that. And 2 years ago when we met them, I thought, okay, when they get the book or when they get the place open, I'll write a children's book, I'll give it to the kids, and then we'll have the book to leave with the families. So in March, they contacted me and said, hey, we found this existing facility.
What is Crescent Cove and what inspired you to write this book?
Crescent Cove is a nonprofit that was planning on building the First Kids Hospice Home. And we have one in Arizona, one in California, and the rest are in UK and Canada. So there is no other hospice home for kids. So the kids either pass at home or at the hospital. So they were, for years, fundraising to build a facility, and they found an existing facility in Brooklyn Center on Twin Lakes. And it was an old North Memorial assisted living facility, so it's all one level. It's, handicap accessible, that kind of thing, but they have some renovations to do to it.
So that's sitting vacant?
Yes.
It was sitting vacant?
Right.
Interesting.
Beautiful
Yep,
facility.
beautiful.
Not bad.
On Twin Lakes, I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I know right where it is.
Yep, and so, again, when we met Crescent Cove a few years ago, we at this time will go to their home if they want to visit. And so I thought to myself, well, when they open a home, I'll write a children's book, and then we'll give it to the kids and the families, and the kids will enjoy us coming. Hopefully, once a week we can go there, and then when they pass, then the family would have the book. And so in March, they told us that they found the facility, and then I went, crap, now I got to write that book that I said I was going to write. And so I wrote the book in March, and then
And the book is called what?
Brisket Cares, Love is Its Own Language.
And you can see more information on the book at brisketcares.com,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you're going to hold it up there.
I'm going to hold it up.
There
for
you
the
go.
camera so you
And so I was searching then for an illustrator, and I would ask everybody, do you know an illustrator? Do you know an illustrator? And my girlfriend from our church said, we have one. I don't know if she's your style or not, but she introduced me to her, and the first picture she drew of Brisket was amazing. And I thought, this is it. And I had been praying about whether I should do the book or not, the distraction, the money, that kind of thing. And I wanted to self-publish it because you never know how long a publisher's going to take.
Right.
They can change your idea of the way that you want the book to be. The character, I didn't want her to be, a funny-looking character. I wanted it to be as real as
So
it
you
could be
wanted
for-
full artistic control.
Thank you. Yes. There's a lot to learn when you go through that writing a book thing. And so I met her at the church, and she was hired. And of course, every Sunday, I'm following her. How you coming on my book? And Keith was like, "Would you quit
You can
bugging her?"
only imagine.
Right.
Following her.
Right. So after a few weeks, she said, I just need to tell you that 2 weeks before her and I were introduced, her and her small group had prayed for her to find some work. And so then I knew right then and there that, yes, this is what I was supposed to be doing. It was the right thing. And I was, happy and excited, that I got that answer. And so she did the illustrations, I think, in record time. She started in April, and June 15th on my birthday, I got the text that the book was done, printed, and ready to pick up. And that was the goal, was my birthday. So it was a
That's
pretty
great.
aggressive goal, according to everybody in the book
Oh, really?
world that you talk to. Everybody I talk to seems like they're in years of their book writing and the process and so forth. And my girlfriend is writing a book, and she's got a publisher, and she's had some delays, let's just say.
Wow.
So she's not done yet. And so then we Keith and I decided, why not have the coloring book to go
Right.
with the book,
Yep.
right?
Which is cool.
But yeah,
Very
so what I'm asking is people that buy the book have their kids color their favorite page, and then hold it up, take a picture, and then send it to us so we can put it on our website.
Brisket Cares.
Yeah.
I think what we wanted to be some longevity to the life of the book and the life of the coloring book. And remember, we're in a hospice here, a child's dying. And so if that child could color in that book, when they pass, the parents now are going to have that as a memory.
Kind of a memorial,
And
yeah.
it's something that they can, a keepsake. And it just, gives it
They'll
some,
be on the site and have a nice picture and their stuff under it.
yeah, well, just for home, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
afterwards and for
Right,
home.
right. And then one of my scrapbooking weekends, a girlfriend said, well, when I was a kid, I had this book and I had this stuffed animal went with it, and that thing was sewn and washed and torn apart, and oh no, now I have to have a stuffed animal. So the stuffed animal
So the
is
prototypes are coming in on that. huh?
Yep.
the second prototype is going to be mailed shortly.
Okay.
And then we need to say yes to it because it's like 15 weeks, and I want it to be done in November, and November is National Hospice Month.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool that Crescent Cove is going to open in November. The stuffed animal will be done in November. Great holiday gift. And of course on brisketcares.com is her schedule of events if you want to know where we're going to be.
Cool.
So the stuffed animal will have the long hair like this and stuff like that?
Yeah,
too?
it's not going to be, they said we can't get it to be exactly like her because she has so many colors that it would cost so much money, to
You'd have to have it woven.
yeah,
fine.
yeah, right. So it's a base. Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah, that's not fine. So just get the basic shape.
Yeah.
The tail right, the ears and the face kind of right, and then
Yeah.
that's really all I really care about.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's not about the animal, right? But it's just a nice piece to have with.
When I was
with
little, I had that, but then I had a dog house too.
Oh
Like
no!
that.
Stop
Just
it!
kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
Well, the toy has to.
Right, it has to go
come in
some.
a doghouse,
Yeah.
a
Or-
doghouse box.
Oh my
Or a little
gosh!
thing
That'll
to
be
lay it
cheap.
in.
Right, the little dog bed.
The dog bed and has brisketcares.com right in
Oh, you guys, you're killing them. You're killing
Yeah,
them.
pop up.
the nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's so angry.
All right, so that'll be coming online. That's Sheila Hittner, the dog trainer exceptional and therapy dog handler for Brisket, the world famous therapy dog.
So people have asked me what my goal is,
Mm-hmm.
with the book,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, the goal obviously was to give it to the kids. But I have set my sights high,
Okay.
and the goal is to get on Fox and Friends with
Okay.
Keith and the dog. I would just love 2 or 3 minutes on the show to promote this sweet
Really?
little girl and the purpose of everything that we do, right? The volunteering and what she does for them, and of course the book.
My goal is to get
Anyway.
my money back out of the book. You know what?
How are you going about doing that?
I've emailed them.
Okay.
Have gotten no response.
Of course not.
Of course not. But what I've heard is that anytime you reach out to somebody, you reach out and reach out and reach out and reach
Right.
out. So I
Until
got
they file a restraining order.
exactly. So then I went online and got
Double
their
dial.
physical address the other day.
Okay.
So now that the coloring book is done, now I can mail them the book, the coloring book,
And the
write
stuffed
write another book
Yeah.
telling about everything,
Mhm.
and all of the connections, and the great human interest story, and just
Yeah.
everything, the package, and so then that I have to work on and get that out there.
And
For
you're,
sure.
and
Get that done.
it's all about promoting too personal appearances. So we've got quite a bit lined up in terms of personal appearances and promotions for different fairs and city holidays and those kinds of things. And we, selling the book is really to provide resources so we can have books and coloring books and stuffed animals to give away. So that's for every one or for every 2 that we sell, it provides a package that we can then give away to a child or someone in the hospital or something like that. So that's really what it's all about, just to fund the ministry, if you will. And so what do you got coming up? You say you're going to be at the State Fair.
Lakefront Days, the beginning of August. My Egan Rotary will be my first speaking engagement about the whole story.
You love that.
We'll see. I'm great with people, but
One-on-one?
put me up there on a stage, just myself, panic. So we'll see. Might
Okay.
need a lot of lavender that day to calm me down.
Is that what that does?
That's what it does, calms me down. And then September is Jesse James Days in Northfield. November is a hospital in Woodbury. It's their employee shopping day, so I don't know exactly what that's about. And then December will be the first weekend at Burnsville Center for the shopping season. Holly House, if you know what Holly House is, the book and that will be at Holly House Boutique. And then through Holly House is also has a section at the fair. So the book will be at the state fair.
And then
through
the
Holly
owner
House.
of that is actually going to be on the program for the
Yeah,
state fair.
yeah, right.
And that'll be our kind of state fair segment there, where we'll learn about the ins and outs of state fair.
And that'll be here before we know it. You can
Right,
find more information
right.
about where Sheila and Brisket will be at brisketcares.com. Can you order the book on your website?
You can.
You can order the book on the website as well, brisketcares.com. Sheila Hittner, real estate agent and a dog lover. Find
Right.
her at hittnergroup.com. Click on our bios and you can read all about her real estate business as well and connect with her there. Give us a call at 612-627-8000.